Hi everyone. Are you ready to do your speak out exercises? My name is Samantha Ellenderry. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. We are a nonprofit speech therapy clinic in Richardson, Texas. That's a suburb of Dallas, Texas. And we are solely dedicated to helping you and everyone with Parkinson's around the world preserve your speech and your communication. And I want you to keep in mind that the muscles you use for speaking are the same muscles that you use for swallowing. Think about it. We only have one mouth, one tongue. We have our cheeks and our palate. These are the same muscles we use for swallowing. So speech therapy for people with Parkinson's is about so much more than just being heard and understood. I'm going to take you through the 6 speak out exercises. Today we're going through the speak out workbook. We're doing lesson 7. I want y'all to know more about the speak out protocol. Hopefully you're all working with a speech pathologist one-on-one. I'll have Lena post that link. So it's a combination of one-on-one therapy and home practice, and I'm here to help you with your home practice. Let's go ahead and take a sip of water. I'm not drinking coffee. This is actually just warm water. Take a sip of water. You don't need to use warm water if you don't want to, but just for me this time of year, it just feels better. So that's what I'm going to do. I also want to introduce something to you called the Eisenhower Matrix. It's something that I'm going to be doing. I'm hosting a care partner group. It's going to be in person for the next few weeks, and we're going to be talking about the Eisenhower Matrix. I thought I would share that information with you. I think it'll be helpful to you, and we're going to see how the in-person care partner groups go, and if it goes well and if it's helpful to the spouses, then we may expand that next year and do that online for your spouses and care partners. All right. The first speak out exercise is the warm up. You've got to warm up your voice with Parkinson's, not only in the morning, but even in the evening. If you haven't talked in a little while, if maybe you've been by yourself or just watching TV or just working quietly, then you might need to warm up your voice in the evening too before you get together with family and friends. I want you to project your voice forward. We're not yelling, but we're projecting it forward. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Good. I want you to imagine that there is a crowd in front of you and you're projecting your voice over the crowd. Ready? May, me, my, we're connecting the sounds. We're not doing one sound on each breath. May, me, my. No, we're going to try to connect them. Take a breath if you need to, but try to connect them as you speak out. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Be deliberate. Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. You notice that I had to take a breath in there. That's okay. You connect them. One sound runs into the other. So it's may, me, okay? We'll do this one a little faster. May, me, my, mo, moo. It's got to be intentional. You don't have to stretch it out quite as much as I do it, but you've got to use intent. You should not be just going through the motions. May, me, my. No, we're thinking about it. Let's do one more. May, me, my, mo, moo. Good. If your voice sounds raspy or gravelly, as long as it doesn't hurt, I want you to project out more and make it come out clear. We're going to control our voice with Parkinson's. Take a sip of water. Please tell your friends who have Parkinson's to tell them about these sessions. We want to help everybody improve their speech and their swallowing. It just makes me sad to think there are people out there that do not realize they have more control over their voice. Let's do the second speak out exercise, which is the ah. We only hold the ah for a maximum of 10 seconds, not longer than that. All right, here we go. Focus. Concentrate. Can you see that imaginary crowd in front of you? Project the ah over the crowd. Speak out. Ready? Ah. Good. Let's do it again. Make sure the sound is ah. Open your mouth wide, drop the jaw. Ah, not oh, any other sound. It's ah. Ready? Ah. Can you feel the ah traveling over the heads of all the people in the crowd? I want you to focus on that. Ready? Speak out. Try to keep your head level. Don't be raising it up like that. I want you to be sitting just like you would have a conversation with someone, okay? So try to relax. Sit back in the chair if you need to. You want to try to learn to speak out in the way that you would be talking just if you were having some friends over or talking with your spouse. All right? Let's take a sip of water and then we'll move on to the next exercise. If you were going through the speak out protocol with a therapist, you would probably do 5 of the warm-ups just like we did. But in therapy, you would probably do 10 ahs. So when you go through therapy at first, you're trying to strengthen the muscles, do as much as you can to get them as strong as you can. And then for your home practice, you do a little bit less. All right? I hope this information is helpful to you. You can let me know by chatting. All right. The third speak out exercise is the glide. We need to use a lot of control with this exercise. Remember that dopamine helps to control and coordinate automatic movements. Speaking and swallowing are automatic movements. That's why people with Parkinson's struggle with speech and swallowing. It's not automatic anymore. So when you do this glide, you want to have a lot of control. It's not just about gliding up and down. No, we want to project an ah forward, and then slowly, with intent, glide up. Here we go. Stop. Keep your mouth open the whole time. Try not to make your head go up and down because we want you doing all the work from down here. Let's do it again. Stop. Don't hold your breath. All right? And now high. Always speaking out. The sound is always in front of you. You need to do that from now on for the rest of your life. You've got to speak out. When you do that, you will take a deeper breath. Your vocal folds will work better. You will move your mouth more. You'll have better facial expression. We've got to speak out, not just during this session, but all the time. Let's do it again. We'll do it a little bit faster. Stop. If you go a little faster, it's a little easier. When we stretch it out more, it requires a bigger breath. It's harder. All right, a little faster. Stop. You do not want to end up with a boring, monotone voice, right? No boring voices. We want your voices to be colorful. So in order to do that, you've got to be able to change your pitch, and that's what we're working on. Let's do one more glide. Lots of intent. Ready? Stop. Good. You're doing great. I'm so proud of you for doing these exercises today. Let's go ahead and take a sip of water. Get ready for the next exercise. We'll go through the counting a little bit quicker because I do hope to get to Eisenhower's matrix. I just think this will be such a helpful tip, really for everybody. I have found it very helpful for me. All right, counting. Now we're going to re-coordinate the breathing pattern. We're going to say some numbers. We're throwing them over the crowd in front of us. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You really need to relax when you do this. I don't want to see, actually I can't see you. You can only see me, but you don't want to be doing 1, 2, 3. You don't want to do that. Relax. Let your voice, let your speech mechanism do all the work. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. With intent. That's very good. We're getting stronger. It is so important. Ready? One more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stretch out the vowels. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're getting the muscles stronger. Daryl from our office says that the speak out exercises are deceivingly simple. They are deceivingly simple. It seems like, well, how can these help my speech so much? But they really can. But it's not just about getting the muscles stronger. You need to incorporate intent into your everyday conversation. Every time you're about to say something, I want you to stop first. Tell yourself, I need to speak with intent. And same thing when you're walking. Before you take your first step, I just want you to think, I've got to walk with intent. Believe me, the more you stop yourself at the beginning, you will eventually, it will never be automatic, but you will do it more often, it will be easier, but you've got to think about it, especially at the very beginning. All right, take a sip of water. We're going to move on to the reading. We're working out of the Speak Out Workbook. If you are working with a speech pathologist in the U.S., we will happily give you a Speak Out Workbook. We'll ship you one, but only if you're working with a speech pathologist, because we want all of you to reach your full potential. If you're outside of the U.S., we will give you free access for 3 months to our e-library, so make sure your speech pathologist knows about that. You can buy a book if you're outside the U.S. We just can't afford to pay for the shipping. It's just too much. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. All right, we're doing lesson 7. There are 25 lessons in the Speak Out Workbook. When you get to lesson 7, the sentences start getting a little bit longer. They start at lesson 1, very short, single words and phrases, and then you build up. It works on a hierarchy. I want you to say every sentence over the crowd. Ready? I'm glad you are here. And it's got to be lots of intent. Do it again. I'm glad you are here. Again. I'm glad you are here. Every single word with intent. Every time we repeat it, try to say it even better. Next one. I will call you tomorrow. Do you see how tomorrow gets over the crowd? Do it again. Whole thing. I will call you tomorrow. Again. I will call you tomorrow. Lots of intent. Next. My appointment is at 9. Again. My appointment is at 9. Make it very clear again. My appointment is at 9. Good job. Ready? We'll slow it down a bit. Let's go to a movie. Again. Let's go to a movie. Again. Let's go to a movie. You see, the words are going in front of you. This is the same way that you're going to talk in conversation. So as we're doing this, let's try something that I would do in therapy. We're going to read a sentence, and then I'm going to ask you, we'll read it a few times, and then I'm just going to ask you a random question, and I want you to answer in your very best voice. You will feel like you're putting forth as much effort as when you read, but the truth is, when you have to organize your own thoughts and come up with your own answer, the volume drops considerably. So when you talk to people, you're going to feel like you do when you're reading, but you're just going to know it's not going to be too loud when you talk in conversation. All right, let's read this sentence. Turn on the television. Again. Turn on the television. Again. Turn on the television. Let me ask you a question. Answer in your best voice. Do you like to watch television? Did you speak out? Let me ask you again. Do you like to watch television? Name one show that you like to watch. Did you say it with intent? Answer again. What show do you like to watch on television? All right, that's the voice I want you to use from now on. Ready? Next sentence. It is raining outside. Don't let it trail off. Read it again. It is raining outside. Again. It is raining outside. Let me ask you, is it raining outside where you are? Did you use your best voice? When you said yes or no, did you use your best voice? All right, next one. I need to talk to you. Do you see how it's every single word? I need to talk to you. Be deliberate. Ready? I need to talk to you. Again. I need to talk to you. Good. Who will you be talking to today? Use your best voice. Name all the people that you think you will be speaking with today. All right, did you use your best voice? That's the voice you need to use from now on. Let's do one more because I really want to get to the Eisenhower's matrix. Last sentence, ready? We need to leave now. Speak out. Again. We need to leave now. Again. We need to leave now. Let me ask you a question. What will you be doing after you finish these speak out exercises? It gets harder to speak out, doesn't it? When you have to organize your thoughts and think, so you've got to work on it. All right, take a sip of water. There's lots more sentences here, so we usually prepare much more than we have time for. So I want you to download the reading material so you can practice these at home. If you're really struggling with your speech, you probably need to be doing these exercises twice a day. Take a sip of water. We'll do the cognitive exercise. Actually, I'm going to talk about Eisenhower's matrix. You see how I have to say that with intent? So this was a matrix that President Dwight D. Eisenhower came up with, and Stephen Covey, who wrote 7 Habits for Highly Effective People, talks about it a lot in his book. I want you to read this quote with me from Eisenhower. Ready? I have 2 kinds of problems. The urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent. Think about that. I have 2 kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. The urgent are not necessarily important, and the important ones are never necessarily urgent. So you've probably seen this before. There's another way we call it, Stephen Covey calls it quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. The reason I want to bring this up, and I'm going to be talking with the care partners about it when we do our in-person groups. By the way, Lena, please post the link for in-person singing and the care partner groups. And if you don't live in the area, we are doing an online singing group too. So she'll post both of those. All right, so the first box, quadrant 1, is the green one. That is the box you want to stay out of, but unfortunately we always end up in it. It's urgent and important. These are things, we call it putting out fires. It's things that happen that when they happen, you have to stop and take care of them. Okay, we're not going to make it through all boxes today, but for the next couple days, I'll try to explain. Hopefully by Thursday, we'll get it. The first box, urgent and important. Your grandson is visiting you, falls down and scrapes his knee. Whatever you're doing, you need to stop what you're doing and take care of that. Okay? Another example, your taxes are due tomorrow. Okay, forget everything else. You've got to take care of them. Family crisis, somebody is hospitalized, you've got to stop, you've got to take care of that. You get a flat tire, forget that you were on your way to work or on your way to your boxing for Parkinson's class, you've got to take care of the flat tire. Okay, so do you understand? It's urgent and it's important. It must be done. We cannot ignore it. Number 2 is the blue box. Not urgent, but important. And this goes back to what Eisenhower said. Look at it again. I have 2 kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent. So when we go to box 2, the blue one, this is where you are preventing quadrant 1 issues. Quadrant 2 is where we need to spend our time. Quadrant 2 is doing your speak out exercises so that you keep you're swallowing strong so that you don't end up with aspiration pneumonia and in the hospital. That would be quadrant 1, you see? Quadrant 2, the blue box, is enrolling in physical therapy and speech therapy and getting as strong as you can so that you don't fall down, right? We want to stay out of quadrant 1, so that's an example. Quadrant 2 is organizing your medications, keeping up with when you're running out of medications. Has anybody out there ever run out of medications and then you call the pharmacy and they go, oh yeah, we'll have that next week? Has that ever happened to you? You see, that becomes a quadrant 1 issue. All of a sudden, you're calling your doctor. Do you have any samples of the medicine? You're calling the other pharmacy. Oh my gosh, do you have this medicine? It becomes an urgent problem. But if you spend that time in quadrant 2 and schedule and organize your medications every week and look ahead at your schedule and realize, hey, we're going on vacation in 2 weeks and I don't have enough medication, I better call the doctor. Does that make sense? I'm going to finish going over Eisenhower's matrix tomorrow, but it would be great. It's really so important. I hope you find this helpful. We'll go over the rest of them tomorrow, okay? All right, right now we're going to do the cognitive. The cognitive in lesson, hold on one second, I'm going to pull it up. The cognitive lesson in lesson 7 is making up sentences. So, and I am doing some things with words. So I want you, in your very best voice, read that word. Now spell that word with intent. Use your best voice. Spell it with me. A-P-P-L-E. Now spell it on your own with that great voice. Go ahead. Now, close your eyes and spell it again. We'll spell it together. Ready? A-P-P-L-E. All right, now you close your eyes and spell it with intent. Your best voice, your best one. Ready? Great. Now open your eyes. Look at the word. Let's spell it backwards. Ready? E-L-P-P-A. Do you hear how I'm being very deliberate? It's every letter with intent. Now you spell it backwards with intent. Now, close your eyes and spell it backwards. Go ahead. Spell apple backwards with intent. Close your eyes. That was a little harder, right? When you go through the Speak Out protocol, we create scenarios where you're really having to think and speak out at the same time. It's not going to be automatic. You're going to have to think about it. Now I want you to make up a sentence using the word apple. Use your very best voice. Go ahead. Great. Now, make up a different sentence with the word apple. See, we're making it harder. Make up a different sentence with the word apple. Go ahead. Now let's make it plural. Make up a different sentence with the word apples. Go ahead. Use your best voice. And last one, I want you to name different kinds of apples. Think of the names, name them with intent. Go ahead. Did you think of Granny Smith, Macintosh, Honeycrisp, Fuji? Do you see what we did? Download the reading material from our website. I have a whole bunch more words. This is how you work on your speech. You do the strengthening exercises, and then you work like crazy to learn how to speak with intent. I did have one question come in. I do want to answer it. For some reason, somebody is watching the sessions and they're cutting off about halfway through. I don't know why that's happening. Maybe it's an internet issue, but on Parkinson Voice Project's website, we have all the recordings. So if you go to parkinsonvoiceproject.org, right on the middle of the homepage, you'll see my picture and Michelle's picture. Click there. You'll see where we're doing the live session. I can't go to that page when we're going live. It messes it up, so I can't show you. But if you scroll down a little bit, you will see 3 months worth of videos. So you can always watch the videos, but maybe check with your internet provider. I don't know why it's cutting off halfway through. Okay? All right. Dr. Boone's words, I forgot about them. Let's go ahead and say them twice with intent. Ready? Gu la gan ga ga. With intent. Gu la gan ga ga. Next one over the crowd. Ku ka mangu ka. Ku ka mangu ka. Next one. Gangla. Gangla. Last one. Kukla. Kukla. Last thing, today is Giving Tuesday. You probably received an email this morning if you're on our mailing list. Thank you to everybody who has already contributed to the holiday challenge. Please check out our donate page. Look at how to make a donation online or mail one in. Donate stock, IRA charitable rollovers. We need your help to reach the $1 million goal so that we can receive the $500,000 match. All right, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.